It was at this point that I finally realized I had chosen the wrong path in content creation, and this is clearly the future, rather than the shit I do like this. I'm not particularly sure, but for a long time, people have been asking me to do a video on Michael Does Life, and considering he's making Resident Evil 3 videos now that are actually more popular than the stuff I make, I thought now would be a good time to cover this. Now, for all intents and purposes, I might actually get a negative reaction when I say, I like this guy. Like, there's nothing wrong with what he does, actually. Like, I'm actually surprised he's so popular. He's doing a really good job at what he does. And, yeah, that's kind of the quick TLDR. I actually think he's pretty smart. He's exploiting and abusing metadata. He's a decent actor as well. And all of these other things. Like, it's actually pretty smart. Like I said, he's got some good, consistent views. He's making a decent amount of money from YouTube for just trolling around. And who knows why that might help him in his exterior life. You know, he could actually be trying to become a professional actor, and that could go a hell of a long way, so who are we to judge? But I will of course elaborate on these elements, because every one of his videos basically gets a 90% dislike ratio, and I'm surprised more people aren't seeing it for what it is, which is just a really easy emotional clickbait. Now, I am the master of clickbait. That is definitely something we can all confirm, so I am one that can talk about this subject very well. Now, when Michael Does Life decides to make a video, let's say for example Resident Evil 3 isn't gonna appear at State of Play, and that was one of his latest videos, which hasn't aged very well considering I just had to upload this background footage, and the title is literally Resident Evil 3 State of Play footage. And yeah, so Michael Does Life. He thinks that, for example, Resident Evil 3 lately wasn't going to get any announcement, and of course after it does, he just continues on anyway with no fucks given, like no consistent logical capacity or capability. He just goes from saying it's not going to happen and everyone's stupid to that it's going to fail because everyone's stupid. And so as you can see, the ball just gets changed very slightly and very slowly. But you know, let's go back to that one, because it's kind of a funny video, you know, this one to analyze, especially considering the latest scenarios, but it also shows how little Michael cares, which again is because he's not really emotionally invested into these videos. When he looks at these videos, he doesn't have any inside sources or leaks giving him this information. He's just making it up on the spot to see how many reactions and clicks he can get. And again, if you look at his views, it's working consistently, so his methodology is not going to change. But let's look at this video anyway real quick.
You need to apologize to world-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life.
Alright, I gotta say, in the first 10 seconds, he's already done an exceptional job at hooking you in emotionally. First off, self-references as kings, gods such as God, I am God Avid. These are really emotionally provocative, and they set a hierarchy differential up between individuals, and of course, already are emotional investments from your part. And Michael knows this, but then he demands an apology as well, further cementing this hierarchy and idea of elitism. Now, does he actually feel that way? I very much doubt it again, but let's continue anyway, because I just want to start off with how his first 10 seconds are so emotionally resounding with you. They're much better than the rest of the video, to be honest, and that's because he knows that the first 10 to 20 seconds of your video is the most important part for user retention, and in his strategy, his user retention has to be by provoking and annoying people, so he's gotten really good at this, actually. Like, bravo.
When I already have disproved the existence of this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3, yet you still want to sit there and go, oh, Michael. It's time, folks, for you fake Resident Evil fans that came from Fortnite to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 to wake up and smell the coffee.
Now, he does have one thing exceptionally right here, and that's that Resident Evil 3 fans need to wake up and smell the coffee. And the smell of the coffee is Michael Does Life is full of shit, and he's acting his ass off, and he's really good at it, actually, and he actually probably loves most of the games he talks about, hence why he picks them over other specific titles. That's some good smelling coffee, not gonna lie. But there's quite a few things to go through here. There's more emotional provocations and things that, look like a psychiatric breakdown, but these are all emulations and role plays of you, the user, to piss you off. And this is cemented by calling you a Fortnite player, among other things, to really set the record. Now, have you noticed up to now there's been no citations, nothing informative or anything? It's just been kind of like shit talking a Discord call or an old Xbox One Halo game. Like, that's all we've done up to now. Like, I don't know how he disproved anything, because Jeff Cayley saying it's not at the TGA doesn't mean it's gonna be But I'm sure he knows about this. That's the point. I keep repeating this, but I want people to remember this guy is like 99.9% not real. Well, he is real. It's not an illusion, is he? I mean, he could be. But I mean, his content isn't emotionally invested. He's not actually serious. I really need to keep repeating that because if it wasn't obvious enough from the channel, and I would expect it would be, I definitely would expect to not get 1 to 3 comments per video asking me to cover something lately that Michael Does Life has said or done. Like, why do I have to cover it? I'm going to do it in this video because then we've got whatever he does covered permanently, and I don't have to cover isolated incidents because they're all acts. And then you don't have to go, well, why did he say this or do that? Because it's an act. Boom. There you go. But let's carry on anyway.
I step up to that plate to give you fake Resident Evil fans the reality of the situation. And now, you guys are going off of word once again. Well, you once heard that this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 was going to be at the Game Awards show. That turned out to be false. And now you're hearing word that this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 is going to be at State of Play.
Alright, I gotta say, this is kind of uniquely funny for me because I had sources and things, telling me about Resident Evil 3. I mean, go look at my Twitter, I was going full force on it. Speculatory, of course, wink wink, but I was full force on RE3 coming out with an immediate trailer very soon. And well, when I watched this video, it was kind of funny because I got reference to it again, and I actually like watching Michael Does Life. Like, I watch him so that I can actually, like, relax a little. Like, he's funny to watch if you actually think about it. That's one good thing about it. Like, he makes me laugh. Honestly does. Like, it's a good way to tone down and relax yourself out. But, it's funny because he was like fake Resident Evil fans, and I just had to sit there with some inside sources that had a bunch of exclusive information and stay quiet. And I'm being called a fake fan. Like, this is fucking fantastic. I love this guy. Like, Michael, do you want to collaborate on my channel? Do you want to become my pet? We can do this, dude. You can become the new Jeff. I promise. I won't even keep you on a leash like I do with the current Jeff.
Give you a moment. Think about it. Think about it good. Why would this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 be at State of Play? State of Play typically shows off indie titles, VR stuff that no one actually cares about. It doesn't make sense. And since it doesn't make sense, it's not true. And that's the reality of the situation. But you still want to go, oh, Michael, this is coming. Oh, Michael. Oh, Michael. Why should we take your word? Because at the end of the day, you came from Fortnite. And that's true, you did. You came from Fortnite to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. And you, after all, think that this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 was Capcom's home run when clearly it wasn't.
I have no idea at this point why he's bringing Resident Evil 2 up. I mean, I guess that's just to piss off anybody who enjoyed that game as well. It works, I guess. But it's kind of funny, dubbing that little audio he had over those citations I had of Resident Evil 3 being at State of Play, and no, it's not just for indie or VR titles. Like, what the hell? I'm not even sure where he got that from. But of course, what is his next move after this? What would you do after you tell everyone they're fake fans, they need to apologize to you, etc., that they're all wrong, and then Resident Evil 3 gets a trailer literally 2 days later? Like, what do you do? Well, you just carry on making videos about how Resident Evil 3 sucks. You don't address anything, because that's not what an actor does. And if you don't address anything, you're just going to piss people off more, because they're going to be sat there going, well, you don't want to admit to this because you were wrong. And this is the thing, right? They're looking for some kind of closure or some kind of debate where they can get some kind of conclusion from him, but it's an act, and thus he was never emotionally invested, never really had those opinions, and you're looking for something that doesn't even exist. God damn, I'm gonna need to start copying this guy soon, to be honest, considering how much effort I put into my videos and how he looks like he can do it in 5 minutes. I do think, however, that Michael Does Life is going to keep successfully clickbaiting people. I don't think people are going to listen, and he has made quite a successful little channel for himself. I actually wouldn't want to ruin it for him because, that'd just be horrible. Like, why would you take that away from somebody? Even if you say stuff you don't like, there's much more terrible people on YouTube, and this guy's actually trivial in comparison. Like, I don't really want to, cause any mass riots here, but there's people like Keemstar and Leafy who are on the platform and still are. And I know Leafy left, for example, but there's many people who've taken his position, and his YouTube channel's still up, and nobody really cares, and that's a sad part about it. Much worse people online. We got doxers, we got people using their money for nefarious purposes, blah blah. And we just got Michael Does Life here, acting and saying things about games that you love. Like, I don't really see the harm, to be honest, and I actually think his editing capabilities quite well. Now, is he doing it for the money or anything? I'd probably say no, because he's got a good quality PC microphone. His background looks like he's in a decent household, etc. So I guess, like I said, he's doing it for unknown reasons. Maybe he's just trying to become an actor. We'll just have to wait to see. Maybe he'll reply on this video and give us all the big secret. I just hope you've enjoyed it for now. Please leave me a $420,000 Patreon donation, or I will call Resident Evil 3 terrible and tell you why it's all going to fail. I just hope you're having a beautiful day as always. Take it easy, and peace.